Welcome back to the Junius Maltby channel. We're going to do a review today of a special coin, not of any particular beauty or unique striking, but of historical interest, especially as it pertains to the United States coinage policies, the Coinage Act, the U.S. silver stockpile, and I would argue the economy and the world economy as a whole. This coin that we're looking at, this silver trade unit, 1 troy ounce bullion coin. Now these are available on AppMex, that's where I got mine. They're under the 1 ounce silver round U.S. Assay office. I'll put a link down below, but that's the search term. It's just titled U.S. Assay office. Now in the late 60s, the Defense Logistics Agency had over 165 million ounces of silver in its stockpile. The government dumped the silver into the open market in 1980 and 1981 to drive down silver prices after the Hunt brothers tried to corner the market. So as you can see, this coin has a very historical part to it, an aspect to it that is shrouded not only in some conspiracy theories, but in controversy on government policy, on monetary policy, on the Coinage Act of 1965, which I've pulled up the words of Lyndon Johnson, former president. We'll read that because it does tie into the presence of this coin and some of the activity we saw surrounding it. Now, some aspects of the coin, again, it's not a very beautiful strike in my opinion. There's nothing very outstanding or unique about it. Typical government bullion, not even very well detailed or crisp imagery. Generic bullion. 999 silver. So it's it's 3.9. It's 1 ounce. It's 1 troy ounce. The individual rounds come in some protective packaging. You can also get them in tubes. The Obverse just features an American flag, an eagle with a wreath, along with the weight and the purity of the coin. And you can also see 31.1 grams up on top there, the actual weight in grams, which a lot of times you'll just see a coin reflecting the ounce weight. Also has the year on the other side. 1981 is when these were struck. The majority of them, these rounds are all dated 1981, the ones you'll be getting from AppMex. They're over 30 years old, so again, there's going to be possibly some tarnishing, dings, and scratches. You can see mine's got what I would almost consider milk spots in a few locations on the coin. Doesn't bother me at all. I mean, it's a 999 silver bullion round. It's not that I'm purchasing it to look at it. This is strictly for silver weight, silver value. But also, again, it's a piece of history. This is one of those silver rounds that I used to have some in the past, and I unloaded them during some transitions, moving silver into gold and so on. But they're a scruffy round, but they're a historical round and interesting. And this one, I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to keep it as a conversation piece. And I'd like to add in this video the portion that I just mentioned about Lyndon Johnson. Now, I don't want to get into too much detail, although it all ties into this coin. You could pretty much do a 1-hour segment just discussing this coin, the history surrounding it. But we've done a lot of videos in the past. You guys have seen videos on the Coinage Act of 65, the tie-in with Vietnam. We've discussed that. So there's several videos. If you go to the silver playlist, you should be able to find some videos that cover the topics we're referring to right now. So here's what President Johnson had to say. I'll try to do it in my best president voice, which is not very good, as I don't have a whole lot of criminal attributes that are going to come out in my voice fluctuations. So I think I have a little bit too much honesty and love for fellow man than to put on a suit and aid in destroying the planet. So here's what we read here. Now, again, this was a speech that he made to Congress. So listen to this part here, we're going to skip ahead to where he discusses silver specifically. Some have asked whether our silver coins will disappear. The answer is very definitely no. Our present silver coins won't disappear, and they won't even become rarities. We estimate that there are now 12 billion, I repeat, more than 12 billion silver dimes and quarters and half dollars that are now outstanding. We will make another 12 billion before we halt production, and they will be used side by side with our new coins. Since the life of a silver coin is about 25 years, we expect our traditional silver coins to be with us in large numbers for a long, long time. If anybody has any idea of hoarding our silver coins, let me say this. Treasury has a lot of silver on hand, and it can be, and it will be used to keep the price of silver in line with its value in our present silver coin. There will be no profit in holding them out of circulation for the value of their silver content. The new coins are not going to have a scarcity value either. The mint is geared to get into production quickly and do it on a massive scale. And that's all I'm going to read there because we're pretty much done talking about the silver part of it. However, he could not have been more wrong. Whoever was advising him was ignorant of Gresham's law. He himself must have been ignorant of it. It's incredible to look at this through the lens of the present today and what we know. And there's probably some people out there that would like to jump on and defend the president. Oh, he did it for this reason and that reason. And you'll hear statists and Keynesians try to say the things that they want to say and interject their flawed economic ideology into this conversation. But the point is he was wrong. They were wrong. Everyone advising them was wrong. The silver disappeared nearly immediately. Just as copper pennies are being hoarded out of circulation now because of the 200% value or sometimes only about 180% value over their weight. Gresham's law struck hard, struck fast, and removed dimes, quarters, and half dollars from circulation. Yes, there are still some that were missed floating around out there. Very rare. I have found in my lifetime, I believe 2 or 3 silver coins in general circulation. That's it. And I remember them vividly because you get pretty excited when you find them. Some people have been more fortunate. Some people that worked in the industry where there was cash registers involved, commercial or service industries. I've heard stories of people that worked at gas stations back during this time period, restaurants, tellers at banks that would buy out or cash out silver that was coming in from their own paychecks or whatever and replace it with the other circulating currency and then hoard the silver out. Because yes, there was a disconnect. The silver content of those coins was exceeding their face value. Thus, they were hoarded out of circulation. Therefore, Gresham's law took place hard. And that's why there's none out there today. You're not going to find silver coins in circulation. So the president was wrong. They did release silver into circulation to counter, apparently, or according to what's written historically, the Hunt brothers' activity when they tried to corner the market and drive the price of silver up and pull silver off the streets. I don't know how much of that's actually accurate, though. A lot of blame has been placed on them. I think there was other factors involved. We look at the United States debt. We look at what was taking place with the Treasury, the Vietnam War. A lot of things were happening, right? And obviously, with the value of the dollar weakening at that time, and recessions hitting the United States, a lot of economic things were taking place. Silver prices did what they did, and they exceeded the value of circulating silver currency. Now, to get back to this coin, again, it was released into the market for people to purchase in order to drive the price of silver down. That was the stated purpose. The stated goal was to stabilize the value of silver and not allow the Hunt brothers to do what they were doing. And now these are out there. I don't know how much is left of what it says in the coin here. minted from the U.S. strategic stockpile. Now, I believe they do have a strategic stockpile of silver still. Again, silver is used in some munitions and in different parts of the defense industry, so it would be wise for the United States government to hold silver, not only for those military defense purposes and applications, but also economic. I'm sure they hold it for other reasons as well, just as they hold gold out of, as we've seen, quote, tradition, as Mr. Bernanke has said. And you can find that clip also in previous or past videos here. That's all I guess we'll have today to discuss. I mean, you've seen the coin. We discussed a little bit of the history behind it. And I guess it's only fitting that a somewhat ugly, I'll just use the word ugly coin, a coin that just reeks of government, plain, bland, just benign, nothing too creative about it, even the fonts they choose on the coin. It's only fitting that it's tied to what I would consider an ugly part of economic history in the United States, a part of economic history that we're still to this day paying for and reeling from, the consequences of which are still occurring and will continue to occur and worsen over time. We're not out of the woods yet. It's still that bizarre holding pattern, the slow implosion and erosion, the slow collapse and decay of the empire. And it just takes time. It just takes time. And I know I've been gone a while, and I will continue to be somewhat on pause, but we'll be getting back into it. As many of you who have been part of this channel for quite some time are aware and know, I usually come back and return after the leaves have fallen and start to decay onto the forest floors and the snow starts up. And I'll be back here and we can carry on our lively discussions. And hope you all have a good beginning of your fall. Hope you had a good summer. Hopefully you are all well rested. Got some reprieve. And don't pay too much attention to the news at this time. Just, I don't know, it's been nice. I've been really disconnected from it, I gotta say. I don't even listen to it in my vehicle anymore. Not a single news station, news outlet. I check in every now and then, periodically. I'll look at a couple prices here and there, a couple articles. Things get sent to me, emailed to me, texted to me. And so I'm not 100% disconnected, but I have done a pretty good job of taking a moment of pause and just not paying as much attention. So it's been nice. Hopefully you guys can get there and do that as well. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being part of the Junius Maltby channel. Don't forget to check one of these coins out. I'll throw the link down below for you. Have a good day. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be talking to some of you. And I'm interested to see some of your comments, hear from dear friends here in the YouTube community. All right. Good day to you.